the Hafez Haim. That imagine if there was a terrible decree, Haz Shalom, and we want to stop the decree. So every decree has to be signed, right? The king has to sign on the decree. So now the decree is meaningless, though. You can write up the most horrible decree. If it's not signed, it's not going to work, right? So therefore, we have to know that we also have the same power to stop the decree from coming because we don't allow it to be signed. How do we not allow it to be signed? If, let's say, someone speaks Lashon Hara, but nobody listens to it, nobody believes it, so now this Lashon Hara will never bring any bad decrees from Shamayim because this Lashon Hara doesn't have any signature. You cannot transgress doing Lashon Hara unless there's someone who listens to it. So therefore, every person who hears Lashon Hara, you should know, you also have a part in the Lashon Hara, and you also, it's considered as if you spoke. Why? Because without you, no one could transgress Lashon Hara, so you're an accomplice. You're a culprit also. So therefore, a person has to know every single time somebody wants to come to you, and you start feeling he's speaking Lashon Hara, you gotta say, oh, I don't want to participate in this. And the guy says, don't worry, I'm saying Lashon Hara, you're not going to get anything. No, I'm signing off on what you're doing. The script won't work unless I sign it. So therefore, if you want to stop any evil decree from coming to this world, you have to take upon yourself not to listen to any Lashon Hara and say, oh, I'm not mekabel, I don't accept, I'm not listening to this. As it says in the Chazal tell us, Gadol onesh mekabel, yoter me'omro, since the one who enables is the one who gets the sin, so it's greater the one who listens than the one who speaks. So therefore a person has to know, if we would all get up and stop ourselves from listening, there would be no people that would speak Lashon Hara. Nobody would be able to transgress Lashon Hara. It takes two to tango. So therefore a person has to make sure to be from those people who say, I'm sorry, I don't listen to Lashon Hara. The Chafetz Chaim, many times, there were stories of him when he was on a wagon, and he went, and he was traveling, and he heard people speaking Lashon Hara on the wagon. He told them to stop, they wouldn't listen. He says, please, let me off here. Just stop in the middle of the road, let me get off. I'm going to get off. I don't want to be participating in this. I don't want to go and sit and listen to this. A person has to make sure when he sits in a wedding, he sits in a party, he sits in any table, he has to make sure that he does not enable Lashon Hara. When people feel it's bad to speak Lashon, they see other people are upset about it and they don't want to participate, then they'll think twice and they'll stop themselves from speaking Lashon Hara. There's a mitzvah in the Torah, also, you see a person doing a sin, you have an obligation to rebuke them and tell them. The Torah says explicitly what you're doing is asur. Obviously, tell them, listen, you're my friend, I care about you, I would want somebody to tell me. Persons do it with love, but nonetheless, we have to make sure that we are giving tochacha. As the famous mashal, there was a contagious epidemic that was killing a lot of people, and people were scared. They thought they were going to get the disease, and all of a sudden, right? And there's the news of the vaccine that comes out. Everyone will go out of their way to take this vaccine. They would go out of their way to go and make sure to take safety measures, right? So the mishal is there's a very, very bad disease called speaking on Lashon Hara. When there's nothing good to say, you speak bad about other people. That's the contagious disease out there. And what do we have to do? All Am Yisrael, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Lezeh. All Jews are guarantors one to the other. We all have to make sure that we don't spread this disease more. We have to stop it. And what's the vaccine? The vaccine is to go and use Ochiach Tochiach Amitecha, to rebuke our fellow and to study about Lashon Hara, how bad it is, and that way we stop this disease of thinking it's okay to speak about other people's finances, to speak about all the other things that happen to other people. Look at this person, look how they live, look how they that, look at that, because they have nothing better to say about Torah and about something knowledgeable, something interesting in the world. You only know how to speak about other people. We have to stop this disease, and we do it by speaking up and not listening. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen.